Rykiss.
Perfect. And then your background, like nationality.
I'm Canadian Jewish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
I'm such a white Canadian. I'm Jewish, which a lot of people think is like more of a religion, but I perceive it as more of a culture.
Okay.
And that's how I relate to it. I don't relate to it on a religious basis, but I do relate to it in like traditions and family and sort of culture.
Nice. Yeah, because I never recognized that name, so I thought I'd ask. The last name. Are you from Toronto originally, or are you from...
I'm from Winnipeg.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Winnipeg.
Sweet.
Left as soon as I possibly could. So I've actually been in Toronto as long as I was there. So like Toronto is really home.
Yeah.
And most of my family's also gone from Winnipeg now, so I'm not there very often, but...
It's funny because Kevin, when I had Kevin on the show, he was saying the same thing. Like he tried to leave as soon as possible, kind of never looked back, kind of thing. So
yeah, totally. Funny. Kevin and I were one of the originals.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then pre-BOLO, what were you doing before that?
Yeah, so my career was actually in television production. Yeah. So I was a producer at eTalk, basically right out of school.
Okay.
And I was there for 8 years. I led up their fashion production department. So I did a lot of fashion-focused stuff. Did a lot of cool shit. I went to the Oscars a few years in a row.
What?
I interviewed a lot of different celebrities. Pretty cool.
That's sick.
At the same time as I was a TV producer was when I started to compete in boxing.
Yeah.
And when I left TV to go freelance, it sort of like freed up some time for me to pursue fitness on a more professional level.
Okay.
So I started to freelance write and pursue a hustle in fitness on the side. And it was just basically through that magical combination that I noticed some really big gaps in the industry in terms of like how I was being served as a consumer.
Okay.
So I just felt like I'm a complex person. I've got lots of different hustles going on. I need a lot of different things met in my day.
Yep.
And the facilities were falling short for me. And it was a really inefficient life. I was running from place to place. I was never really able to like sink my roots.
Okay.
I was always compromising something, whether it was like a healthy meal so that I could get my good workout in, or I was compromising feeling confident at a meeting because I would do a workout and not have the facility to like get myself pulled together and feel beautiful and confident.
Yeah.
So all these different things kind of led into a space where I felt the need to open this like hybrid facility where I was meeting different things. But it's all kind of comes together.
Oh, that's awesome. And did you take like, what was one thing that you took from that to BOLO that kind of like helped you like with opening that, or just with coming up with it all together?
Yeah, like everything. I honestly treat BOLO as though it's like one big segment on eTalk. It's like it's not different. It's many different elements coming together that I'm sort of directing to communicate a message. Okay. At the end of the day, like I consider myself an expert communicator. Whether I'm communicating in a boxing class, or I'm communicating in the aesthetic of a facility, or I'm communicating in the people that I hire to be there to greet you, to give you a feeling. Like all of that to me, I perceive as like one big production. And so
that's interesting.
Yeah, and then obviously like marketing and sort of like creating a voice for the brand became a little bit easier to me just because I'm a writer.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I do. I am a creator. So it seems like a departure on the surface level, but if you dig a little bit deeper, I find them to be pretty compatible paths.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. So, and you're married? Right?
I am married.
How long have you been married?
I forgot my ring today. It's like, I can't box with my rings on, so it becomes like a bit of an issue.
Okay.
I've been married, I think almost 3 years. I think.
Thanks.
I can't remember what year we got married.
You're going to be in the doghouse tonight, or whenever this comes out.
Honestly, though, I'll go home and I'll be like, babe, when did we get married? And like, was it 20... When was that? We met in 2012. I know that. So we've been together almost 7 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
And he's my business partner. So
yeah. We'll definitely talk about that. That's very interesting to me. I want to definitely get into that. Cool. And then, what's one thing someone might not know about you? Like a lot of the members that see you on a day-to-day basis, but something like I know you share a lot on your platforms. Yeah. But what is something that someone like, just like something random that someone doesn't know about you that you would kind of like?
That's an interesting question. I feel like, I try to be pretty transparent, but there are, of course, things that you keep close to your chest.
Yeah.
I think one thing, and I'm getting better at kind of showing it, but one thing is that, through this whole process, although I'm so passionate and really confident in my business, there are really, really vulnerable, scary moments. Yeah. And as confident as I am in BOLO and the things that we're doing, there are moments when I'm like question whether like how successful we're going to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a scary thing. And I find that like my mental health is a little more fragile since opening a business. Okay. And it's something that I've been trying to communicate through my platforms, but often it's hard, especially when you're in those moments, to really share as much as I'd like to. I think at the end of this process of the first year of being in business, I'd like to be able to share more and to maybe start a support platform for other young entrepreneurs who are taking massive amounts of risks, taking on massive amounts of responsibilities. Yeah. And I think that there's not enough of that. Yeah. Even down to like the stresses of hiring contractors and the legalities and hiring and firing and bad reviews and just the scary shit that goes on, and like no one can prepare you for it. Really, it's I keep relating it to like childbirth. It's like, and I don't have babies, so I'm kind of speaking out of turn, but it's like I think that the kind of sentiment is that if women knew how painful it was to have to go into labor, they might not do it. Like it's so scary that it's like, if you really knew the true pain of it, you might not do it, or it might like, you might think twice. I think business ownership is kind of the same. Like no one can really prepare you. And if you knew how fucked up it was going to be in certain moments, like you might not pull the trigger, but you're meant to pull the trigger. So you're not meant to know right away. But I do think like some things as a warning or as things that you can do to prevent certain issues in business would be a good service. So that's something I'm thinking about. I'm always thinking about how I can use sort of my pain to elevate the next group.
Yeah, to make sure that there's a lot of people that are going to feel the same way as you, right? And that's the whole thing. So there's a lot of entrepreneurs now, and the fact that they're taking on so many different things, they need some way to like kind of either know how to balance that out or like feel like someone else is kind of going through the same thing. Yeah, right? Or
just like help provide services that might prepare them better. So I think the thing that people don't always assume, because there's this like, oh, badass boss bitch thing. But it's like, in moments I'm just like a scared, vulnerable girl who is just like, hoping it all works out and just like doing my very best to keep everything afloat. And I just care so much.
Yeah, no, that's, we can tell. All your followers can tell for sure. 100%. What is your favorite boxing combination?
Oh man, anything with a left hook to the body.
Okay, all right.
That's my specialty.
So getting that left hook to the body,
that'll fuck you right up. I always say getting hit in the face is like totally manageable. Okay. Getting hit in like to the liver or the kidney will drop you in. Like I would rather get hit in the face 100 times than get smoked once in my body.
That's so interesting.
If you're like, if it's precise.
So have you ever gotten your husband with a little left hook to the?
I mean, he's aware of the impending threats and just stays in line.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay, cool. Favorite workout right now? So I know you have a bunch of different classes going on at BOLO. So what would you say, like going into a class, what is your favorite one that you like to go to?
That's a good question. And I like always feel bad picking a favorite because like I love all my trainers and they're all so special for different reasons. I put a hot room in BOLO because I love heat. I love to sweat. And I also love workouts that are slightly lower impact, but you can increase the intensity by increasing the heat in the room. Nice. And I think sometimes, especially women who are like trying to lose weight or whatever, that aesthetic goal is, they're so focused on like burpees, high impact, HIIT training. And what I've learned in my journey is like your body needs a range of different workouts. You shouldn't be working out the same every day. You shouldn't be like putting your body through that much stress every day. So I put this hot room in there so that we could kind of slow it down, but that people would still be satisfied with the sweat. Anyway, that's all to say. We do something called Primal Flow.
Okay, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Wall Street Jay, who's a trainer here in Toronto, he's dope. We should have him on the show for sure. He is a master flow, animal flow artist.
I follow him actually.
He's dope.
Yeah, he's really good.
Like one of the fittest humans, and learning to move that way in the hot room is like one of my favorite new things, and I suck at it, which is also cool. Like this idea of like, you know, really competent, strong people going back and just being a beginner at something. Yeah. Like learning something brand new. Yeah. And like,
people don't want to feel that struggle though. People don't want to go through that. They want to feel like they're good at something.
They want the instant gratification. Yeah. But I think there's something so wonderful about putting our bodies and minds through something brand new and the exploration. It's almost like childlike. You know, for a child, every different way that they move is new, and they're always discovering new things, and like you can see that discovery in their face. I think as adults, like we lose that a little bit.
We do.
And what I'm trying to do at BOLO is introduce all different kinds of movement. So if I'm a boxer, but now I'm trying Primal Flow, or if I'm a yogi and now I'm trying, you know, like powerlifting. There's such a range, and yeah, that's something that has been like a strong mandate for me.
That's awesome. Yeah. I like that. That's cool. What are you watching on Netflix right now? If you're watching anything?
That's a good question. Oh my gosh. What have I been watching on Netflix?
Or something that you've watched recently that kind of like...
Well, like, honestly, there is no better stress relief than just rewatching Grey's Anatomy 5,000 times.
Okay, all right.
So I just finished...
Go to.
And, like, I'll just keep watching. It's kind of like Sex in the City. Like, it just never gets old. And I always forget what happens. Like, my brain holds information for, like, 6 seconds. I'm like a gnat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want to say, like... Yeah, I want to say that.
Okay,
but
cool.
To All the Boys I've Loved Before, have you seen it?
No.
It's kind of a chick movie, but like it shouldn't be.
Okay. What is it called?
To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
Okay.
I think that's did I butcher that? It's like the best movie that came out on Netflix in 2018.
Oh, okay.
It's so good.
I'll check it out.
You should check it out. Let me know how that goes.
That chick flick. All right, perfect. Okay, last question in the rundown. Favorite place to eat right now? Like where you, like if you had to... if you're like going to take out and you don't have any time to cook at home, like what's the go-to right now?
Well, I don't have time to cook at home ever. And I spend all my time at BOLO, and BOLO has a cafe. Yeah. And I drink a lot of smoothies. Okay. And eat a lot of food from there. So I'm going to go with BOLO.
Sweet. Good call.
Yeah, we have everything from like signature smoothie menu, which I've created. So obviously, like I'm pumped about it. But we also sell some of like the best healthy food in the city. Okay. Like the Fix & Co. We sell Eat, Train, Live, which is a meal delivery service. Okay. So like kind of no matter what. And also like everything that I do at BOLO is my favorite shit. That's the thing about owning your own business. So like, of course I'm going to say that menu is my favorite because I built it.
Boss. I like that. No, I love that shit.